It's so fun. It's so fun. And those you can jump from easily from 150, which I think is for the city of Miami, which is an expensive city, is like a good going like average
Guys,
rate.
I'm getting business coaching here. Listen closely. Welcome guys, welcome to Yoga with Alina, the coffee break, and I'm here today with Amanda. She's going to introduce herself because she's going to do it way better than I can. And we're laughing right now because if you're watching it, actually we have no idea yet how it's going to come out, but she's wearing a green top. Yes, in front of a green screen.
So I may or may not look like just arms and a head. I don't know.
We're really, really excited to see how it's going to come out. And yes, if you want to laugh with us, please watch it on YouTube because that's where it's going to be. And yeah, just keep it like this for now. And
I think this will be fun. I think we'll do this for a little while. We'll see what it looks like, and hopefully in post it's as funny as we think it is.
Can you imagine if it's actually not going to pick up the whole like background?
Then this whole intro sounds ridiculous, and we'll roll with that too.
Yeah. Okay. But anyways, hopefully it will be as funny as we think. Okay, whatever. Screw that. Scratch all that, guys. Let's actually start with the episode. And before we dive into the theme of the episode of like ways to make money as a yoga teacher, and I know that you guys are super excited about it because I've had so many questions and I love talking about money anyways. Introduce yourself. I'm giving you the mic right now. Go for it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, first of all.
Of course.
So my name is Amanda Paz. I am a business mentor and coach for yoga teachers. I've actually been a yoga teacher in Miami for the last 10 years. And I started doing coaching, really a lot of like one-on-one mentoring, maybe about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. Last year, I very softly launched a YouTube channel and a podcast, and I've kind of been picking that back up now. And I am actually so excited because I am launching my signature course, Yoga Biz Academy, in 2 weeks. So,
wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Well, I knew you were launching. I didn't know it was coming like in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's coming in 2 weeks. I've been working on it for like a year. Really like working with teachers one-on-one, trying to refine it. But the course is something I'm super proud of. It's kind of like a hybrid course where I'm working with teachers for over the course of 8 weeks. And so there's like 14 modules, all like videos, tons of tutorials, a lot of tech stuff. I've realized that's something that a lot of teachers get kind of hung up on when they're building their businesses online. So a lot of like tech tutorials.
Because it's scary. I feel like it's not even that difficult. It's just a good excuse not to do it.
Yeah, 100%. It's really not that difficult. I think sometimes yoga teachers will like open up a platform and be like, I don't know what to do, and then they just close it.
Yeah.
And so it's really geared to help teachers go from like graduating yoga teacher training to I have a yoga business, an online yoga business, whether I'm teaching in person or online only or a hybrid model that supports my time, my energy, my vision, and most importantly, like my financial goals so that I can invest, do the things that I want to do, live my wildest life, like travel, pick up my shit and go to Bali for 3 months if I want to, and I'm still getting paid. Like
that all sounds like a dream. I love that. Like you're the perfect person to come to this podcast, especially like at this time, because again, I'm being asked so much about this whole yoga business. And before we actually go even further into the whole business side of yoga, I kind of want to get the listeners up to speed as to why we actually connected, because I want to tell the story. Not everyone knows that first of all, we met just a couple of weeks ago, and it was at the event, very random, and you were not even talking about yoga business there.
I wasn't.
No, that was not the topic. Like there was an absolutely amazing conversation that you were leading, but it was not yoga business, so I didn't even know. And then I go at your Instagram page and it says, business coach for yoga teachers or something along those lines. And I'm just there and I'm like, oh my God. And if you have been following me for a while, back in 2020, when I started my very first YouTube channel, Yoga with Alina, not a lot of people know, but some of you do, and I know that. I started another YouTube channel that's called Yogipreneur. And that channel still exists.
Which I saw some of the videos the other day.
Yeah,
so good.
You watched it?
So
okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's like still, I mean, I was like baby Alina too.
Yeah.
I was still like baby Alina. And, but that was the idea of the channel, actually, to initially, the idea of the channel was to talk about my yoga business side from a perspective of a person who is going through it and who is like changing and evolving, making mistakes and all that stuff. But with my first YouTube channel, it became just too much, and I kind of abandoned it.
Yeah.
And that channel still exists, and that channel has like 8 to 10 videos. I'm not even sure. But the most watched video there is how to make money as a yoga teacher.
Yeah,
and it's like
I saw it.
16 plus ways. And back then, can you imagine? Not a single one of those ways, because I rewatched that video, not a single one was online.
I know.
I didn't say anything about online.
Nothing.
We're going to talk a lot about that.
Nothing.
But yeah, so
because it wasn't a thing for
it wasn't a thing
at
at all. It wasn't a thing at all, and it was just like the beginning, middle of pandemic. So that's when people were just trying to start figuring this out. So it was a completely different market. And anyway, so I see this girl who is saying that she is business coach for yoga teachers. I'm like, holy shit. She was not there for sure 2 years ago.
Definitely
I know because I was researching that matter so much and no one was talking about it. And now I know this person. I've met this person who is not only talking about it openly, but she's actually coaching people on that. And like, I'm like, okay, I need this person. First of all, I need her in my life. And I need her on the podcast. And it was also around the time you guys started sending me questions for the previous episode. If you haven't watched it yet, definitely watch it or listen to it, whatever you're doing there. So yeah, and today we are going to talk about the business side. As you know, this podcast is a very open conversation, and wherever it goes, but we are going to start with ways for a yoga teacher to make money.
Yes.
Let's do this. Okay, just roll it out.
What?
How are we making money? What is happening? How do we get from like $25 an hour to being able to live being a yoga teacher? What do we have to do for that?
I still like I guess the easiest transition out of a studio is to start working with clients or students one-on-one.
Yeah.
Right? That's like the easiest
How do you
transition.
find those?
So for the most part, that is like your word of mouth community. I have gotten, and I know there's a lot of yoga teachers who have gotten one-on-one clients like from Instagram, from your website, like from your YouTube channel for sure. But 99% of them come from word of mouth. They come from literally your immediate circle.
Yeah.
The 10 people that they know who tell them how amazing you are, the 10 people that then they know that then tell them how amazing you are as a teacher. And it's just a matter of, I talk about this a lot, about how important it is to build relationships for everything, whatever you're offering, whether you're working with students one-on-one or you're leading like an event. We're going to talk about all the other ways that you can make money, but it's so important to remember that we are in the business of relationships with humans. Like, we're in the business of people. And it's so important to, in every capacity, in every way, like constantly be nurturing those relationships, those conversations, like finding new people to go and like, oh, let's grab a coffee. Like you and I did, like, oh, let's go have lunch. Like you meet someone at an event that sparks your curiosity. You're like, I just want to know more about you. Like, introduce yourself, like make that connection. What's your Instagram? Like, let's be friends. Like, just put yourself out there, because people are going to see your gifts. They're going to see your light just by way of you showing up. And people are going to talk about you, and they're going to tell their friend, oh my God, you know what? I met this woman and she's amazing, and she's a yoga teacher, and her friend might be complaining that her back hurts. And all of a sudden she's like, you're top of mind. Yeah. So it's so important to like always be building relationships, not even necessarily because you're trying to get something out of them, but also the inverse of that is like, you have a lot to offer and you could be the one that connects that person to somebody else that you know. So like you could also be the one that's linking them to another relationship that could help them make that next step in whatever transformation they're seeking or whatever they're trying to achieve in their lives, or how, you may be the one that's
tell
helping.
you guys, just get out there. That's the first step. But here's actually, I'm gonna jump in, because when you're starting to build those relationships, especially as a new teacher, it is very easy to lowball yourself.
Yeah.
So easy.
Oh my God.
Because especially when you, like, I started thinking about it when you said first it's your immediate circle.
Yes.
And your friend is coming up to you and asking you, hey, can you like do this yoga class for me? And you're like, yeah, sure, of course. And you don't even think about making money off of that, which is fundamentally wrong. No, this is, if you are becoming a yoga teacher, if you're making this into a career, you have to understand that this is an energy exchange. Money is energy. And you're giving something. So it doesn't matter if you're working with your friends, this is still you have to treat it as a job. With all that said, for example, I personally don't believe so. Whenever I put a price on something, I don't change it over time. So I actually still have...
You keep it the same price?
I keep it the same price for that person.
Oh, yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, that works for sure, too. And also, it definitely makes sense. I did that for a long time. And then, honestly, like... when and if you feel inclined to raise your prices, and a lot of it just has to do with like inflation, like literally how much more expensive your life is getting, the people who are working, who you consider to be your students or your clients, they are going to understand in the same way that they are hoping for, expecting, and requesting like raises in their jobs.
I say it, I'm like, hey, if you are recommending me to someone, like the point when I raised the price, I'm like, okay, so just so you know, I've raised my prices. I'm keeping it as it is for you. Yeah. But if you're like recommending me to someone, please be aware of that. And I've had students that say, hey, we're going to pay you like your new rate.
Sure. They always want to support you.
Yeah.
Always.
And most of them, not everyone. And I don't hold it against them at all, because if I didn't mean it, I wouldn't be saying that. But with all that said, I do have my rate right now is $150.
Okay, yeah,
and
that's a good rate for the city, by the way. That's what I want every yoga teacher charging.
I don't think that at this point I'm ready. Like mentally, I'm not ready to charge more. Like I don't feel it. I feel like it's a good thing. That's why I'm building online, because we're going to talk about more ways. But yeah, I just physically don't think my rate is going to go much higher than this. It might maybe 200 eventually.
Well, let's talk about how you can go higher with the next way that you can make me, which is teaching in a corporate space.
Oh, okay.
So it's the exact
I actually don't do it. I've never done it.
It's so fun. It's so fun, and those you can jump easily from 150, which I think is for the city of Miami, which is an expensive city, is like a good going like average
Guys,
rate.
I'm getting business coaching here. Listen closely.
So when you move from the one-on-one space into the corporate space, you're bringing a really valuable modality and a really valuable like
How
session.
do I find them?
Oh, okay. So corporate is very
corporate,
similar.
reach out to me.
Corporate is very similar to how you find one-on-ones, except that you're already working with people in a one-on-one space mostly, or people that come to your events. Literally tell people, like, you have to actually say it, or they don't know that this is something you're doing. They think you're just teaching at events or at a studio or one-on-one. You have to say, like, I am doing corporate wellness. I'm looking for more corporate clients, and your clients are either already work for companies or they own the companies.
Okay.
Either way. And so by you just vocalizing that, like, hey, if you know any businesses that are looking to bring breathwork, meditation,
coffee or if it's the yoga. Conversation, I'm like waking up.
Yeah. It's a conversation.
I'm getting so excited.
It's a good conversation. But it's true. It's just a matter of telling people, because a lot of times people will make an assumption as to your availability and what you offer. And it's just a matter of telling them, like, hey, I do this. And they're like, oh, I didn't even think that you did that. But I either own a company and I would love for you to come and do this with my employees, or I work for a company. Holy shit, I would love for you to come and do this with all of us. Let me tell my bosses about you. Let me see if this is something that they're interested in paying for. And then now you have some corporate clients, and it's great. And then you come in during lunch hour, or you come in at the end of the day, and you come. Those are like the two times that people want to do it the most. And you come and do like a yoga class, or you can do yoga and like a a truly guided like 15, 20-minute meditation. People love that. Sometimes
and I play handpan, right? So it's like it's a big addition to that as well.
100%. And for the ones who don't want to necessarily, because I've also had corporate clients outside of the city of Miami, and those have been like fully virtual programming, which was really cool. The bigger the company, the more they're gonna ask and require virtual programming, because let's say you're working for a hospital and the hospital has 300 employees. You can't come in and teach a yoga class for 300 employees because they all have different schedules. Like, you're not going to be able to get all the people there. And so it's very beneficial for them to be able to offer their employees something that they can take with, something that they can do at home, something that they can do when they have an hour off from surgery and they just want to like sit in the restroom in the break room and like meditate for a second.
Okay.
So having that virtual programming, those like recorded classes, those virtual studios that are very unique and exclusive for this corporate client is amazing.
So I actually, talking about virtual classes, so I'm always like on the fence about that because technically I have all the like technology to do that.
Yeah.
What I don't like is I definitely don't want to do it from my home. So what do I do about, like, how do you go, do you have any recommendation because of that? Because I'm a really weird person about that. Like, I literally do not invite people into my home.
Yeah.
I have like very...
You don't want them to see your space? Is that what it is?
Nothing, yeah. Like, it's, I don't know why, like, it's so private for me.
Yeah.
Even when I have like Zoom meetings or something, I go, but for that, I have like in my building, I have offices and stuff like that. So I just go into the office space and, you know, I just do it there. I do have a yoga studio there with an absolutely horrible sound because it's like a lot of bouncing around.
It's like echoey.
Yeah, it's very, very echoey. So I already know that the sound is not going to be good there.
But is it good enough for like a streaming class?
So that's what I don't know because I always like, I'm so worried up front. I'm like, if it's going to be bad quality, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I already know that it would be like recording wise, it's not a good quality sound for sure. So I'm like, I don't really want to do it.
It's not something that you're like,
I don't know.
It's, I get the not wanting to bring people, even if it's through a screen, like into your space, for sure. I get that because it can feel a little bit weird and you have to move stuff around. And obviously if you don't have a space that's big enough where you're like, oh, this room alone is like just for this and they can't see my living room and they can't see my kitchen and like the whole thing, right? But in my experience, I've even taught classes outside. As long as you have like a good, I had to do it one time because they were doing construction.
No, I have like a really good,
And that's the thing. It's like, it doesn't have to be YouTube like quality. It doesn't have to be like, the sound doesn't have to be perfect because it's just like for streaming specifically for them. Even if you have the recording and you save it and you like share with them later, it's fine. They're following along.
So
and
probably maybe even outside would be better, like with the sound of the ocean or something, like because people love that. For sure.
100%. You could definitely do that and it would be really nice. As long as you don't have like the car horns in the background and traffic.
Seriously. Okay, guys, if you're interested in trying a virtual class with me, send
I'm interested.
Like comment and stuff like that under this video and like under this thing. We'll set something up because I'm kind of like, I'm curious to try it so we can just do like a trial thing.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about being able to offer it like to your community like this and just say, hey, I'm just doing this class, like hop in, is that you can get feedback. So now they're going to come
actually I want to do it for the feedback before I start charging. I don't want to start like charging people for, you know, for something that I'm not sure. But I would love to do it. That would be really cool.
You should do it, and I'm going to hold you accountable to it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
This is what a business coach does. I'm going to hold you accountable.
Damn it.
Next week, I'm going to be like, where is it? Where's the link? I want to sign up.
Damn it. Okay. Well, yeah, now I kind of really have to do it.
Yeah. All right, so we talked about 2 ways.
Okay.
Number three, I'm going to say the obvious one that I think a lot of teachers do already is also like workshops and masterclasses. And a lot of those are done either like predominantly in your home studio, right?
Yeah.
You'll like teach a 2-hour like workshop on a Saturday that's like yin yoga or like something really yummy and restorative and amazing.
Yeah.
Or like maybe you'll do like an arm balance workshop.
But for that, you kind of have to be in the studio.
Yeah.
For that, you have to be in the studio. And
Definitely.
also like kind of backtracking a little bit, most of my, like how you start getting one-on-one clients is probably your studio to begin with.
Definitely.
Like you have to go through that studio phase anyways. And but then it's worth it.
I think the studio phase is very important. Like when you're just graduating teacher training.
I also kind of really love teaching group classes. Yeah. I really do, for the energy. Like obviously I don't like it when like it's 2 people that show up and you're just like, what the fuck? But I had this, I was teaching a class at 6:30 in the morning on a Friday, December 31st. I thought no one was going to show up because no one was signed up. And then 2 girls show up and they're drunk. Dude, I wanted to kill them. I wanted to throw them out of the window. I'm not even joking.
It was on December 31st?
It was December 31st. They were drunk and it was 6:30 in the morning. And it was just 2 people. And I'd rather not teach a class than teach a class for 2 people. Like the one that was supposed to be a group class.
Yeah, of course.
Because when it's a lot of people, it's a lot of fun. It's like energy exchange. Love it. It's like so flowy.
Well, it feels like an exchange of energy, right?
Yes.
It's like I'm giving.
And then when there were like 2 drunk people on December 31st at 6:30 in the morning, you just want to kill either yourself or those people.
I get it. It feels a little disrespectful. You're just like, man.
I was like, dude, please.
I would have rather been home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before we dive deeper into the episode, just a little reminder for you guys to check out yogawithalina.com for my full library of yoga classes, tutorials, courses, and so much more. And for your convenience, I optimized all the classes for all devices so that you can flow through the flows from your phone, computer, TV, whenever, wherever you want. Start your free trial today and test it all out. I hope to see you on the mat very, very soon. Let's dive deeper into the episode.
I can honestly attest that has happened to me so many times too, and it's just it's annoying. It's annoying when that happens.
So yeah, guys, if it happens to you, know that it happens to everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's when you start hating your life and like hating whatever. But for the most part, it's good.
Yeah.
Being a yoga teacher, keep being a yoga teacher. It's good.
It's great. I mean, there again, so many different ways to make money, right?
Exactly.
So, what have we talked about so far? We said one-on-ones. We said
corporate
workshops and master classes. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is, which I love to talk about, it's like YouTube and like affiliate partnerships. I love that one. That one's amazing just because it really, for me, it's been like an exploration over the last 6 months, just kind of like doing like internal case studies on like yoga teachers that I see online who have like killer accounts and just analyzing their videos and trying to better understand how they drive traffic from their YouTube videos to another offer, how they're like funneling people from all, because the thing that I get from yoga teachers, right? They're like, I'm like, start a YouTube channel. And they're like, but then no one's going to buy my regular classes. No one's going to buy my programs. No one's going to buy like my other offers.
And you'll have to get outside the box with that. And then like you have to kind of start thinking more like an entrepreneur.
Right. Yeah. And you have to start, the biggest thing is like, give like you have to be in like the energy as an entrepreneur of like giving and kindness. The people who are going to become your clients or who are going to purchase your other offers or may hop into that retreat to Portugal that you're planning for next week, they're gonna hop in whether you post like classes on YouTube or not. And honestly, if you probably post classes on YouTube, they're more likely because they're gonna feel like they know you. They're gonna feel like they can trust you.
And also, what I've learned is actually the audience that you get from YouTube is the actual paying audience, by the way.
Yes.
Because whatever you have on Instagram, guys, those people do not really, well, I mean, they do, some of them. But your YouTube audience are the ones who
as a business coach, I've gotten from the 7 or 8 videos that I've posted on YouTube, and that's it, because I told you I took like a break. From the 7 or 8 videos that I posted, I'm still today I haven't posted a video in 6 months. I still today am getting daily leads for my coaching program from those 8 videos that I posted. 8 videos that I posted a long time ago.
Well, that Yogipreneur channel, it was 8 videos or like 10 videos, and the most viewed is 5.3K.
Yeah. The thing to remember, right? And this is like something I try to explain to everyone is like YouTube is owned by Google. And so like the lifespan of the content that you create and you post there, and that now includes YouTube Shorts, which are like Reels and TikToks, just shorter form content on YouTube. All of those are constantly being pushed through Google searches, and they live on like literally forever. like the lives, like they don't die. So
except for maybe the cases when somebody deletes your YouTube channel.
Oh, you told me about this. That's so.
Yes.
Oh, I was pretty upset about that for a little while.
I was upset about it for a while as well, but no, it's okay. I mean, it also like it was a point of growth for me for sure. But jumping in on that, for example, I'm not making money from my Yogipreneur channel, even though I've had a lot of views there. And here's the reason why, just so that you guys can understand. My offerings do not really include the business coaching or anything like this.
Right.
And those videos are on a topic that I'm not monetizing at this point in my life.
Right.
So there is one thing that I was doing from that, how those videos were bringing me money in a little bit. I was doing coaching sessions, like one-on-one coaching sessions for about a year after those videos were posted.
Nice.
And then I stopped because, again, like life happened and, you know, lots of changes. And I just stopped saying those things. By the way, I should probably start doing that again. But anyways.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? But I actually love doing that because it gives you like an opportunity to connect with a person. And I like solving, I'm a very logical person. So I like solving problems. Like that's my, I don't even know if you can call it coaching. But like
just like strategizing.
Yeah. So a person comes in to like, okay, how do I get from point A to point B? And we just sit down and like we literally write down the strategy. Okay, like step 1, 2, 3. And I actually love doing it. It's like a very logical thing for me. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
I do too. Building like literally maps of how one piece of content is gonna like move people from here to here, from here to here.
Exactly. Like just do this, like little tiny steps. So yeah, it's a fun part. I should start doing it again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, it's something that's there that you have that you can pick up whenever you want to, and it's amazing because whatever experiences you're like cultivating right now, just based on the stuff you're doing, is gonna add even more value to the way that you show up when and if you decide to move in that direction as a coach too. So it's like, it's awesome. Like I think there's not enough coaches out there like in the yoga community in that space. And
it's a big problem because people are scared to talk about it as a business.
Yeah, and everyone has such a different perspective based on what they have done in their lives. And so I think it's a conversation that a lot of us need to be having more often.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, so YouTube. Love YouTube.
Yes,
Big heart on YouTube.
So basically YouTube, again, just to kind of recap, there are many, many ways to make money off of YouTube. And one of them is the least amount of money, but the easiest pretty much is when you hit 1,000 subscribers and you get 4,000 hours of watch time. And that's when YouTube starts paying you from ads that you're seeing on the video. Here's the trick though. If you're doing something, for example, business-wise, it's going to be certain advertisers who do pay. You're not at that point yet, right?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to explain this to you as well.
Yeah.
So you're actually going to get, you're probably going to get a decent amount of money. Like usually business coaching goes for like 80 cents an ad or
I was reading
like
that.
This.
It was something like 80.
Yeah, it's like something like 80 I would say from 50 to 80 just because it's like yoga related. For example, for my videos that I had on my channel, like my first channel, because it was yoga classes, it's like a very specific advertisement, and that was like 10 cents or something like this. So that was not bringing in a lot. It took me after I started monetizing that channel from those ads, maybe like over the first 2 months or something, I started making like 100, and then it grew just because it was a lot of videos and because it was a lot of views in general. But that was the reason why I had so many classes up there, because that was kind of that was the reason, that's how I would get money.
Sure.
And then this is the first one, and an actual passive income. So if you get to the point of like a lot of views, a lot of videos and stuff like that, that's going to be your passive income. You don't have to do anything. And again, those videos live forever. You guys can go ahead and like, you know, do whatever. So
how much were you monetizing just based on like views for like, let's say in a month? What were you averaging?
Yeah, in a month I was averaging around 800 by the time I was, and my channel was approaching 10K subscribers. So again, given that if it was like a business channel, I would have been making way more. So I would have been making way more.
Yeah.
And that would have been a good income actually.
Yeah.
But on top of that, what you start getting obviously sponsorships from brands that you start integrating into your videos. And it was like, it always depended on the video. Like I had
what were some of the ones you had?
I had Yoga Glow or Glow Yoga, whatever, and I was doing a few ads for them, and that was just a flat rate basically for every ad. I think it was like around 500 maybe.
Cool.
I think it was around 500. And then I had a few brands with like yoga blocks and bolsters and stuff like that, because I was doing tutorials, and it was actually perfect because I was explaining blocks anyways. Yeah. So it was great, and those are pretty good blocks. It was clothing.
Okay.
So most of my clothes was actually aloe, but they were like, whenever the video was without aloe clothing, you know that it was sponsored. And that was it was depending on the video, usually per video, and I would take like a set of clothes to use it in like at least 8 videos, 8 to 10 videos, and per video it was like 100 to 150. I was changing it over time, so it was decent amount as well. Yeah. So that was another way to monetize it. And and then obviously affiliate links. You're gonna talk more about, because I
love affiliate links.
I never got money from it.
From affiliates?
Never.
Yeah.
Never. What the hell is wrong? So, something is wrong with me, or something is wrong with that. But that's one way that I know everyone is talking about that you can make money from it. I never saw a dime from that.
So it really depends entirely, right, on like the company that you're partnering with, the brand, the company, whatever, and the content that you're creating around it. So like I've come to find, just again, going back to like as a business coach, that the companies, for example, that I would provide affiliate codes for and that I would share openly are like software. So like we're talking about like the Teachables and like the Kajabis, or like email marketing software, right? Those are cool because like people are using them. Now,
do they contact you for that, or do you?
You contact them.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
cool.
I mean, honestly, you just a website. Like you just go to the website and then you sign up and you have it.
I never thought about it.
Yeah, and I have found that there are certain ones that pay really well and certain that don't. So there are ones that pay really well that are like 30-40%. Like literally 40% for the first year, and then like which is when you're talking about these subscription services, and these are people that are paying $100, $200 a month for their email marketing, and you're getting 30-40% of that. This is like
I have like dollar signs in my eyes right now.
Right, and these are again, so like in that same respect, I would try to affiliate with companies that have memberships if it's. The Aloe Moves is like one, like, you know, like those type of companies that have like membership, like subscription services that you are recommending, because most of them will have a percentage of that subscription, let's say for the first year.
Okay.
The really good ones will. Some of them will be like, oh, we'll give you $100 or whatever. And that's cool too. But it's really like the ones that you want to invest the most money in, or like time and energy in creating content for, are the ones that you are aligned with your brand, that you truly believe in. It makes sense for you to like integrate this in your life and in your business, and then to talk about it. And that's going to like pay you well.
I should start doing it on podcasts, because this is my like outlet to talk about brands that I like.
You should. Yeah, I mean, the ones that I talk about on my podcast, or on my YouTube channel all the time is Kajabi, because it's a really good one. I talk about Offering Tree, because Offering Tree is an amazing company. I'm working a lot with them right now. And the other one that's really good, well, they used to be really good, I don't know if they still are, is Active Campaign. I stopped using them, but they had a really good like affiliate program too. So just partnering with companies like that.
I'll check, because I'm using Uscreen, for example, right now. It's like alternative to Kajabi, I guess, but it's like it's really good for what I'm offering, like my platform.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see if they are doing, because I'm literally using that, and I can definitely recommend that.
And for yoga teachers, right, who have their like virtual studios online and are on platforms like NamaStream or some of these other ones, a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them also have affiliate programs. And same thing, it's like a subscription model. So you should be getting paid at least for that first year if they continue to pay, right? You recommend this subscription service to your friend or to someone who's listening to this podcast, and they sign up, and now they're paying that company for a year, and you should be getting a percentage of that for that year. Right? Because they're going to be probably more than a year's worth of a member with them. If they're doing a good job with the company, they're probably going to stand for years.
You know what I'm feeling inspired to do? And by the way, guys, like whoever's listening to it right now, just really take like after, not right now, because right now it's like a lot of information streaming in.
Yeah.
But after the podcast, really recommend you to just take like a piece of paper and pen. Don't use any devices, and just sit down and kind of like write out a map of what you can do, what things that you haven't really thought about. That's what I'm actually gonna do. And
how you can align them with your business.
Yeah, how you like, just to understand that because even if right now you're like, I don't know how I can like align it with my personal business, and just write it down, and you might find ways, and that's just a really good way to kind of put everything, and like put your ducks in a row. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, so just a little advice on the side for sure, because I'm gonna do it for the affiliate links for sure, because I was like, how do people make money with that? Because I just do not.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Flowdesk is another one. Flowdesk is like,
I love Flowdesk.
Okay, they have an amazing affiliate.
Really?
Yes, they have an amazing affiliate. I've gotten paid multiple times, and I've only talked about them like 4 or 5 times in all of the content I've created.
Can you imagine how much money I'm losing right now, like actively by not, like, yeah. Oh my God.
Yes. So Flowdesk, look at that one too, because email marketing is like everything. And I love it. So yeah, those are the ways, and then obviously like the way that's going to be the most at the end of the day for all of us who are entrepreneurs, and because of the nature of how we're living right now, we're content creators. The way that's going to, like, the most lucrative way to make money through YouTube is to use it as a way to funnel people to your paid program. So you're offering all this amazing free content. Yes, YouTube can pay you, and that's amazing. Yes, affiliates can pay you for recommending people. Amazing. Brands can pay you for like sending you clothes and you talking about them, you wearing them. Amazing. But what's going to make you the most amount of money is like, how can you get this person who's just bumped into your content, either because someone else posted it, or more than likely because they were just searching and it popped up, because the YouTube algorithm's really good like that.
They are.
So good. How can you get them?
YouTube is actually helping you a lot. Like,
always.
YouTube helps new creators. If you are a new creator and you're scared, guys, that's so important. I know it because I've done, when I first started doing YouTube, I did multiple courses. By the way, I do have affiliate links for those. Yes, I never even posted them. Okay.
See?
And I
go home and make a list of all the things.
I can honestly recommend those courses for YouTube. That's for sure. And they by the way, they're like constantly updating it too. So it's like the girl who's doing it amazing.
So good.
Yeah. And she was talking, I remember how she was like talking how the YouTube pushes the new content creators. Like, there's this little tips that you have to know, and it's just gonna push your videos, and like you just have to know how to name that, and that's it. That's it.
And there's really good software now that helps you. Like, there's TubeBuddy, vidIQ is another one. These are all like Google Chrome extensions that you legit download. TubeBuddy's awesome. I use it, and it literally
I use TubeBuddy. I like it
literally
more.
tells you how to, like, what to title your
tells you everything.
Like, how to, like, what keywords to include, like how to, it makes it so much easier than it was 5 years ago for you to have a thriving YouTube channel and to be able to monetize it in so many different ways.
And also, by the way, just so you understand, right, we just talked about a couple of ways to monetize YouTube. So even if you don't have those 1,000 subscribers, even if you don't have that 4,000 hours, which is, by the way, a lot, just saying, it doesn't mean that you will not be able to monetize it. So the thing is just to actually do it. That's the main thing, to actually do it.
And to be consistent with
yes,
it.
and to be consistent with it. That's one of the algorithms with YouTube. If you're doing it, do it.
Yep.
You're doing it every week at the same time and even if you feel like shit and you don't want to do it, for example, this morning a video came out. I did not advertise it, I did not even talk about it on my social media because I spent the whole weekend, and we're doing this Monday, by the way, but I spent the whole weekend feeling like absolute shit and eating pizza. And last night, setting up a video for YouTube was probably the last thing that I wanted to do. Yeah. And it doesn't matter because still at midnight, I opened up my computer and that's what I did, because you still kind of do have to be consistent, no matter how.
The discipline is everything.
Yeah, like I let go of the discipline for the whole weekend, but I thought, well, midnight, it's time to start pulling it together. Yes. So yeah, I pulled it together and I set up the video. And again,
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thank you. I was so proud of myself.
Hell yeah.
I was like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, should I just wake up at 6? Because it comes out every Monday at 7 in the morning. Okay. So our video is going to come out next Monday, 7 in the morning.
Perfect.
So
I'm excited.
Yeah, and I'm like, should I just wake up at 6 in the morning and do it? And yeah, no, I was like, no, I'm going to rest. Yeah, I'm going to rest, but I'm going to do it at midnight. It's okay. Yeah. Let's just push through. Yeah. So yeah, be consistent. No, like there's this point when sometimes you kind of do have to push yourself. And we should talk about it too a little bit. Oh my God, maybe we should just do another episode together.
We should do another episode.
Yeah,
we'll do another one and we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that because with all these things that like we're talking, I just want to keep like talking about ways, because I feel like that's something that can inspire. Like it inspires me. Hopefully, whoever is listening to it, like that inspires you guys as well. Okay, so let's talk about more ways to make money.
Well, I will say this before we talk about a couple of other ways. I will say that like, let's say like for the yoga teacher who's watching this, who is like just beginning, like just starting her business, his or her business, like what I will say is I would love for you to prioritize more your email list. And I know like a lot of you may understand that and be like, yes, you're right, gotta prioritize. But there's also a lot of you who are gonna be like, well, why? What's the point? I don't wanna write a newsletter. That shit sucks. Like, I don't want to do that. So let me explain to you really quickly the importance of that. And it's something that I didn't do for the vast majority of my like yoga business as a teacher. I'm gonna slide myself
under the table right now.
Girl. Because we're talking about YouTube.
I have an email list. I do. And I was about to, on Friday, that kind of what pushed me over the edge into
like write an email to them?
Mini depression. No, I wanted to, like, I honestly want to hire someone who's going to do newsletter for me.
Oh my God, there's so many people who can do that for you.
Really?
Yes.
Can you send me like someone who can do it? Because
yes.
I know I tried Upwork, and like this girl, she was not understanding what I needed, and she just wanted to like charge me, I don't know, ridiculous amount. And I know how to do it. Like I use Flowdesk, I know how to do it. I just physically do not want to do it. I don't want to spend my time doing that, and I know that I need to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but at that rate, I'd better do it myself than I pay someone like literally obscene amount of money a month to do like 4 emails a month. Yeah. Like really?
My suggestion would be, so when it comes to like the importance, why do you even want to build a newsletter? Like why do you want to have a weekly newsletter? Weekly is really good. If you can't commit to weekly, monthly is okay. But weekly is like preferable. Weekly. Or even if you do every other week, but like you're doing weekly YouTube videos. Yeah. That's a newsletter. And so your newsletter can be as simple as this, because sometimes we overcomplicate it.
No, I have that's the thing. Like I have a lot to share. Like every week, so many things are happening that people just don't know about.
Yes.
I want to tell them, and then I'm just not doing it.
So here's what you can do. And this will like, maybe just kind of like workshopping this with you. In your newsletter, what would you include outside of your YouTube video? What would you include in there?
I would probably include the because I have a lot of online classes, right? They're pre-recorded. Like what I want to do is for like suggestion of the classes for every day, and then do something like this, and then maybe like because I also have partnerships with some brands, so like I want to include that. Yeah. Because I usually only do partnerships with brands that I actually use. For example, there's this company, Juna. I start my morning with those detox drops that they have, like, and I would love to share it. Not even for like
lifestyle products.
Really, I think it's really cool. It's not even like for me to make anything off of it. Like I actually want to share like the, you know, little morning routines or like something that's gonna help you like get your life back on track. Because I know sometimes I need to see that for myself. Like I need someone to tell me like, hey, like do this little thing. It's gonna help you like get your life back a little bit on track. And that helps. And I want to be the person who does that for people who are subscribed to my newsletter. And I just don't do it.
So you use Flowdesk, or what do you use? Okay, so you can create a template in Flowdesk that you would just use over and over again. It could have three or four sections. The first section is 2 to 3 sentences. That's it. You're not going to write 10 paragraphs because people get bored and click out. 2 to 3 sentences where you're just talking very quickly about your week or like the theme or what's going on or whatever. Very short and sweet. Underneath that, you're going to have, and this is a template, so underneath that, you're going to have your YouTube video of the week. Underneath that, you're going to have the 2 or 3 videos that you recommend that you're just pulling because you already have these pre-recorded. You're just pulling. You're going to drop the links. And then underneath that, you're going to have like your product of the week or your brand of the week or whatever it is. And to be honest, just because I'm thinking, because I want to subscribe to this newsletter, and I know that you're like out in the city and just have amazing relationships with people, and I would love to see a section too for like the local people, the people here, like happenings in the city. So maybe you could drop in like this week we've got like these 4 events that may interest you. They may interest you from the wellness community. Like I would love to see that in a newsletter. I would open that up excited, like, oh cool, this is the video of the week that I can check in, and then oh, she's recommending this product. What is this? I haven't seen this before.
I'm having an aha moment in the weirdest sense right now, and you'll understand how like it's, guys, like sometimes we just, the stupidest things that we just don't think about.
I know.
Like I know the like Flowdesk, right? You can do a template and you can just use it and reuse it and whatnot. What I was always doing every time I would create a new thing. Yes. Why the hell would I do that to myself and to other people? Because I like consistency. Yes. I like it. I'm like, okay, and I don't like that it's like all over the place, but I'm like, but I keep doing the same thing. I keep opening up a new
we all do this.
New template. And it can be, wow. Like I can just do one.
And that's it. And then it makes it easier, right? For you to go and hire not a copywriter, because they're going to be much more expensive, but you hire a VA, someone that you find from anywhere in the world. You hire a VA and you pay them.
I don't even need to hire anyone today. Like actually, like come on,
it's easy.
I can do it. It's like it's honestly less than 30 minutes.
Exactly.
It's less than 30 minutes
exactly.
of work.
And how amazing is that? And like when you're ready to talk about, because you're not going to talk about your offers every single time, but like when you're ready to talk about them and when you're ready to share something, like this community that you've been building is already like obsessed with you and what you're saying and like your recommendations. You're building that trust, you're building that connection, you're building that value. Like, and which happened to me last year, you had your YouTube channel deleted. I had my Instagram and Facebook. I had 20,000 followers on my Instagram page and I had that shit wiped, gone, hacked, deleted, goodbye last year.
Oh my God.
Goodbye.
Ouch.
All right. So I was devastated. All right.
That physically hurts
and
right
I didn't
now.
have an email list at the time. Girl, so the point is that like every piece of, as much time as I think Instagram is super valuable and important, YouTube, super valuable and important, TikTok, obsessed with, all of these, so whatever your social media platform is of choice, it's very important to be funneling people consistently from there to your email list. Whether you're providing a freebie for them or you're just telling them like, hey, sign up for my newsletter because I talk about really cool shit and you're going to want to like be on there. Maybe you post a screenshot of it on your Instagram stories and you're like, look, if you're interested in getting something like this delivered to your inbox every week, sign up. Either hey, just say like, yes, me, and I'll send you the link to sign up, or just like, here's the link and go sign up, however you want to do it. But it's important to talk about it and it's important to create because now you're creating that community that no matter what, no one can take away from you. No one, no social media platform, nothing. Yes. You have this group of people that are so invested in you and what you're doing and what you're building.
And that's actually true. Like so many people, it's so important to understand like, Instagram gets hacked all the freaking time.
Yes.
And it's so true. Like you think that it's not going to happen to you, but no, it happens to me
last year. They got me.
Oh my God.
Oh, they got me.
So if those of you who've been like consistently watching or listening to this podcast, I had a guest, Siobhan. She's my amazing friend and she's also my boss at Equinox. Mm-hmm. And her account has like 40 something K. Okay. And then it got hacked a couple of months ago.
Did she get it back?
She got it back after 2 months, but she literally, like, she actually used her community. She's so connected to her community. I love that. So her community started like pushing through. They found someone like on the inside of Instagram
who could help her out.
Yes.
Amazing.
Can you imagine?
I did some weird shit with like the Oculus, you know, the Oculus. So like apparently you can reach a customer service agent through if you have an Oculus. So I just asked someone, I literally posted on my stories. I'm like, do I know anyone that owns an Oculus? Someone responded, yes. My friend Sean, and he like gave me his like login. Anyways, there's ways around it, but still like at that point I couldn't, my account would get access to it, and a week later would get shut down again. Suspicious behavior with your ad account. I wasn't even running ads at the time. Oh my God. Suspicious behavior lockdown. And it happened 3 or 4 times, and the 4th one it was like, yeah. So anyways, the point is build your community. Like an email list is so important. If you're teaching at a studio, you're teaching workshops and masterclasses, you are teaching events in the community, always, always, always either collect emails, whether it's like digitally through like Eventbrite or however it is,
or even just literally give your phone with the. That's what I did. I did events at some point, and I was like, okay, right now I'm just gonna pass this like my phone around. Everybody puts in their email for the. That's how I was collecting.
And if it's a studio that you're like partnering the event with a studio and they're collecting it, make sure to ask and request for that information. Yeah. Like you have a right to the emails of the people who are coming in to take your classes. This isn't a favor that the studios are doing for you. Like this is your community that you're putting together, you know, like you have access to that. Because some teachers are like, oh, I feel bad asking. And I'm like, no, this is your event. This is your thing. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong with you building your community.
Weird. Like the only way it would be weird if people don't know who you are. And then all of a sudden you're sending like email.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Don't cold blast. Don't cold email.
No, don't do
People
that.
Should be signing up for your email like 100%.
Exactly. So make sure that it's actually like it's organic. It's how do you call it? I forgot the word. There's a word that I have in the back of my mind. I'll remember it. Ethical. There you go. Make sure that it's ethical, especially because like if we're talking about wellness and you know you don't want to. Like, you just don't want to do this. You don't want to be that person who's just, like, cold emailing. No.
Well, it's like somebody showing up at your front door, right? And they're like, hey. You're like, wait, I didn't even.
I actually have that.
I didn't order that.
Yeah, I know. I have it, like, sometimes, like, because I sign up for all kind of shit. And
I do, too.
Yeah. And then at some point, like, I have to go through thousands of emails and just, like, unsubscribe. Yeah. But there's some, I'm like, even though, again, I subscribe to all kinds of shit, sometimes I look at it and I'm like, I did not subscribe to that. That is not. And it's like
people cold email all the time and it feels so abrasive and you just don't need to do that. You don't ever need to like cold email. Definitely just make sure it's people that have signed up for your email list. So don't just like upload your Gmail accounts onto like Flowdesk and start emailing them. Don't do that. Don't do that. Get people to sign up even if you have 10 and then you have 20 and then...
And that's okay. Like, 10 is good. Yeah. As long as... And Flowdesk always shows like how much open and...
It's awesome.
Yeah, you'll know. Like you'll know if people are actually excited to hear from you or not. And if they're not, it's like just... I always... By the way, if somebody like unsubscribes or something, I always delete that email from that list. Like I was monitor that and I deleted right away. I'm like, okay, well,
it's not personal.
No,
like, everyone just has a lot of shit on their plate, and like getting one more email. Maybe there's people who will unsubscribe for a certain amount of time and then maybe resubscribe in 3-4 months and 6 months in a year when they're ready to start getting that information from you again. So don't take it personal. It just is what it is.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do more ways. Do we have more ways to make... Yeah, okay.
I mean, so then the next obvious one, just because it's leading into like, this is for the yoga teacher who may not have a specific like offer. So we talked about YouTube, we talked about email, like the importance of creating a community through your email list. So then when you're ready to have an offer and you created it, and let's say that offer is a digital program, like maybe it's like 4 classes and it's like teaching you, it could be like 4 classes and you're taking them through like a restorative sequence. Or you could be strictly doing, and for some reason not for some reason, for obvious reasons, these do really well. But just like breath work classes, like strictly like pranayama and breath work are like so lovely. And people love those, especially in the corporate space.
Yeah,
meditations do so well. Like, oh my God, amazing. So let's say you put together this program and now you're like, amazing, I have this program, it makes sense. And like maybe that program is coupled with 1 or 2 yoga classes that you recorded and you have them and you add that into it. And then maybe it also has like, I don't know, some like journal prompts that you're taking people through over the course of like 4 weeks. And maybe that also includes like 4 emails that they're going to be getting automatically because you did this in Flowdesk in the background. It's all running. You never have. So yeah, that's a whole other conversation. But automation,
email marketing, is a whole different thing.
But online programs. So like whether it's a standalone program, as in at any point you pre-record these 4 classes, at any point someone can come onto your page and purchase them, and now they get an email with like login information or the classes themselves and a link, whatever. Or it's a live program, as in you're saying, okay, next week or well, in 3 weeks, I'm going to be starting this like 6-week program, like come and join me. And so you're now promoting this like live launch of this program that people are going to be following along with you, where they're getting like that one-on-one like coaching from you as a teacher, that like mentoring as you're moving through the classes that you're delivering. The classes could be live, the classes could be pre-recorded, doesn't matter, but whatever you choose. But there is a program that you're moving through live, as opposed to this is something that anyone can just purchase at any time, right?
I want to throw my 2 cents into this because I'm in the process of shooting a program like this. Did I tell you?
No, tell me about it.
Okay,
Amazing.
it's going to be morning routines.
So cool.
So it's going to be a program with 14 different videos and 2 videos per day, basically. So it's for 7 days. One video is a yoga class. It's not going to be long. It's not going to be like an hour or something. It's going to be much less than that, but just, to start kind of moving your body. And one video of a morning routine that I personally do, and like a little conversation and stuff like that. So basically the idea is that whoever is getting that program, they're going to take like an hour out of their morning and almost kind of do like their own home retreat for themselves. Like,
nice.
That's what I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask those who are getting into this program with me to take this week and like wake up maybe an hour earlier than usual, or just like have that 1 hour in the morning to spend with themselves. Like, it's not going to be a full hour of videos. I'm just going to talk a little bit, but then I want them to do like those little routines. And like, so
important. First of all, let me say, like, building routines and rituals is so like,
and I just want to show that it can be like fun. It doesn't have to be like super serious, and it doesn't have to be something so dramatic and hard. It can be fun. It can be interesting. But yeah, anyways, why I started saying the whole thing is that make sure that whatever programs you guys create, that first of all, you're ready for that, and like your audience is ready. And make sure that there's a context for that. Because I guess, we can get into like, there's so many ways to make money online, right? And I don't think that we can ever go through all of them. But for example, I have a subscription platform, right? And what I have learned, what has been happening. So right now the subscription platform has been running for 3 months. And it is running well. It is doing well, not as well as I would want it to. Total transparency there. And here's the reason why I think what the reason for it is. There's no context. So basically, it's classes, but so what I'm doing right now, I'm giving tools, but I'm not telling people how to use them.
Yeah.
So the only reason it is actually doing as well as it is doing right now is because I have been doing it for a long time. I do have my community. I have my people. Through that first YouTube channel, obviously there are new people subscribing and all this stuff. So there's kind of context already that has been created over the years of me being online. But in the moment, there's like on that actual subscription platform, there's no context in which those videos are at.
Yeah. I get that completely.
So, for example, if you do that completely out of context, like if you're just starting out and you're like, yeah, that sounds good. Like, let me do this subscription platform. Not gonna work.
Yeah.
Not gonna work for sure. And I would actually start with programs, and I would start with maybe with live programs. Do you think it's better to start with live or pre-recorded?
I think live is always better just because it like works the muscle a little bit more.
First of all, that, and also I feel like it doesn't require as much financial investment.
Yeah, live is easy. You just turn on the camera and go. It's like showing up to a studio and
it's a little scarier, and it's not going to be there to give you like, so you collect money once, right? And that's it. And you can charge more for that, by the way. But you only collect money once. Obviously, if you pre-record, it's going to be kind of ongoing. You can throw the program either like a couple of times a year, or you can just keep it there so that people can purchase it whenever. But with that being said, I feel like starting, like when you just start out, I would say live probably.
I would too.
Better.
I would say live, definitely. I think it builds that, it gives you the ability literally just to get comfortable in front of the camera and to like connect with the people. So like when you're teaching live, I think it's really important to open up, just like you would in a studio, open up like literally the room, like 10 minutes before class, and like if you see someone pop in, like acknowledge them, like, hey, hey Ed, how are you doing? Hey Marissa, how are you doing? Like, how's your day? Like, talk to them the same way you would in person. And after class, same thing. Like, give them an opportunity to like, hey, if you want to turn on your camera, if you do that or don't, you want to talk, like, just open the floor. A lot of times people will want to talk. Oh my God, that was really great. Or you know what? I was doing this and like my hip hurt. Like, just give people an opportunity. That connection that you're building with people, that human relationship, is very important.
Yes,
very important. So yeah, I would say live.
And again, circling back to like when we just started this conversation, remember in this business, you're going to make money from personal, we can keep counting ways, honestly. I mean, we're actually running out of time, so we're going to have to wrap.
I know. And
it's
we're
crazy.
only like...
and we're just starting. We're going to have to...
We'll have another conversation.
We're going to have to do another conversation because I really want to talk about like more stuff with you for sure. So let's do like part 2, business part 2.
We'll digest this one and then we'll see like what people want to hear more of.
Yeah, by the way, guys, please comment, and because you already understand, this episode was all about how to make money, but for example, what I would love to talk about is actually like burnout and being able to rest, because especially like when you work for yourself, we spent over an hour before this recording talking about this because I just had pretty much something along those lines over the last couple of days.
I'm such an advocate for rest. Like I have,
and I love that.
Oh my God, I've worked myself to the bone so much as a yoga teacher. The first more than half of my career, and it's like,
and we just gave you so many ways to burn yourself out.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. And so it's so important when we're talking about all the different ways that you can work more, produce more, work harder, make more money, like all those things. I think it's equally as important that we're having conversations about how we can rest more, nourish more, like take a step back, like retreat. That's so important. Every single day we should be doing that, and most importantly, like throughout the week. Like, so,
and again, so circling back to what we started with, you're making money from human connection, and remember that you're gonna want to work a lot, right? But stepping back, and even for me, actually, I like being around people and I like going to events, and that's kind of one of the ways I'm resting. And if you think back, this is when I'm building the ground to make more money eventually. So sometimes it's better. You're gonna be rested. You will be more productive that way. But yeah, what I was saying, I keep losing the track.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
I think that's going to continue to be like a thing that's important for us to like return back to. I think the last couple of years have given us a really beautiful insight as to how we can just prioritize those streams of income in our business, in our yoga business, that support us so that we don't have to work so hard and like just be driving around from place to place and like teaching 5-6 classes a day, which can be exhausting. Doors have opened for us to monetize in a way that is more nourishing if we treat it that way. But there's so much opportunity and beauty in the human connection, the face-to-face human connection that you get from showing up and being in community with each other, like going to panels, speaking to people, going to classes and just like introducing yourself to the teachers or the leaders, whoever it is, like just being in space with each other is super important. And I think we're going to see even more of that, of returning back to that in a really like intentional, mindful way, as opposed to feeling like I have to go and like see this person and I got to go do that. It's like, no, like I have all of this. I have this time that I've carved out for human connection. Like I get to go. Let me be really mindful.
So first of all, even being, business people, you have to remember that you're in the business of being a human. Yeah. And talking to humans and actually being, being a human, first of all. And it's so, so, so important. So all these ways to make money, use it as, I hope that you got inspired from this episode, because I definitely did.
Yay. Me too.
Yes. Oh my God. It's crazy, right? How you just like kind of, bouncing ideas of each other, and this whole email list. Oh my God. The email thing is the thing
I'm gonna
for
sign
me
up.
right now.
I want your email list. I want to be on it.
Oh my God.
I want to see all those
and then
things.
corporate. Okay. Yeah. Those are my, this is my like to do for this for this upcoming week. Okay, I'm gonna do it, and you're gonna hold me accountable for that.
And then we're gonna talk about our next episode.
Oh my God, yes. Okay, so we're wrapping this up. That's it, because we can continue doing this for forever. But guys, please comment on this episode and do like screenshots. Yeah, I'm gonna tag Amanda underneath this video and in the description to this episode on Spotify and Apple, all that good stuff, so that you can always find her social media and her YouTube channel as well, and reach out to her with questions if you have them. But definitely comment to let us know what else you want us to discuss, because I'm really confident that we can do
a few more.
Yeah, we can do a few more. We'll see how we're gonna go about it, but we can definitely keep this conversation. I feel like it's so important.
Yeah,
I feel like we just did a really important thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Over the last hour.
I agree.
So yeah,
and I love just getting like into the details of things. So
oh my God, me too.
Let us know what you want to hear more of. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
This is such a pleasure. I'm so happy we met.
No, I know, it's so amazing. And yeah, by the way, I already mentioned it. We met at the live event, right?
At a live event. Yeah,
human connection.
Yep.
There you go. All right, thank you so much, guys, for listening, for watching. Stay in touch. Love you, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you.
Bye.